I bet I put on my buttons. Do me a favor and let me know. I still have my birthday stuff hanging around, so that's okay. That's okay. Um, Let me know will you? Let me know how your weekend went. This is your check-in with Kevin at 7. I want to know, the people want to know how your weekend went. How did your weekend go? Let me know if you would be so kind. And also let me know, where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? How was your weekend? Give me a number out of 10. And then, where are you watching from? A number out of 10, and then where are you watching from while I finish getting dressed, if you don't mind. Where are you watching from, and how was your weekend? That's what I want to know. That's what inquiring minds want to know. How was your weekend, and where are you watching from? This is your check-in with Kevin at 7, and I am needing just to share this, and then we will dive into the nuggets that I have for you in today's check-in. So let me just hop down over here so I can forward this. So where are you watching from? Come on. Where are you watching from? And how's your weekend out of 10? Give me a number. Or give me a word. Give me a sentence. I'll take whatever you are willing to share. Okay. One more right now, and we shall be good to go. So tell me this, one other thing. It's been 8 weeks. 8 weeks since Corona descended, if you like, on us and our way of life, etc. People are starting to get a little strange. Am I the only one that's noticing this? People are starting to get just a tad bit strange. And, excuse me, they're not quite twitching yet, but you know, so, I mean, the extroverts are like, get me out of here. I gotta get out. Someone's saying, I'm just going for a drive. And even the introverts are thinking, you know, I need something to change. I need something to change. So what I want to know is how your weekend was. I think there's a little bit of a delay. Whoa, I just got a 10. Somebody gave me a 10. I don't know who you are. I can't see your name. Bless you. So happy for you. 10. I mean, the weather was phenomenal right here. However you are, you're the extrovert. Good for you. Fantastic weekend here in Atlanta. And so it was, yeah, it was easier to get close to a 10. I'll say that to you. I'll say that for you. How do you get higher? How do you have a higher score, whether it's 80 degrees and change, or whether it's cold and wet and rainy, whether, Glenn, bless you, man. You're the extrovert, okay? And good morning to you. So So how do you score higher? I'm wondering, despite the circumstances, despite that it's been 8 weeks into Corona, how do you, despite the circumstances, have your internal regulator, your thermostat, right? You're not a thermometer. A lot of times people live like they're thermometers, gauging the read of everything that's going on around them and morphing, if you like, to what that looks like. Thermostats set the temperature. We're still getting used to our new home and what the temperature is like. And you can see I still have all of my birthday balloons. I'm like, no, there's still helium in them. I don't want to throw them out. No. So they're still hanging around. But not how do you get used to a new thermostat or in your new house? Let me know where you're watching from. And number two, give me a number as to how your weekend went out of 10, right? How do you, as a thermostat, have your mind and your emotions in sync to where, not that you're unmoved by everything that's going on around you, but that you are the one that is setting the temperature in your life, despite what else is going on around you. That is not a normal nor a natural ability. Can we just say that? For you to be a thermostat with everything that's going on around you, positive and negative, and mediocre, I would say. So one of you are saying, without sounding cheesy, keep trusting Jesus and look at the many blessings in our lives. That ain't cheesy, bro. Even folks without faith in Jesus have, or sister, I can't tell, researched and have found that gratitude is massive when it comes to people's overall satisfaction, overall fulfillment, overall, happiness in life. Gratitude. And so if you don't have a journal of some form or fashion, I never thought that I would have one of these. I mean, not that I'd have one of these, but I never thought that I would go back to paper after going digital. And what I have found is that there is just, I think Bill Gates said this one time way back, the printed page will never be replaced. Printed page will never be replaced. I am needing to pop in something in the captions here. Hey, good morning for your check-in with Kevin at 7. I want to know how your weekend was. Give me a number at 10. And number 2, where are you watching from? And I am also wanting to ask you, oh yes, I want to put this on the screen. Where's your weekend? Hey, so thermostat, a thermometer or a thermostat? Most people are thermometers. They gauge what's going on around them and they give a reading based upon whether things are good or bad. You, my friend, are a thermostat. You're a thermostat. You have a ability to be able to regulate your own emotion, your own well-being, and whether life is phenomenal or it's feeble around you. You do not have to be controlled by I'm sorry, that's my balloons. I'm trying to get them out of the way. My birthday balloons. This is my birthday. So last week. So anyway, how do you get there? And we've already had one say, hey, not want to be cheesy, but it's counting your blessings. You know, when we were kids growing up, we would sing this song, let's have an attitude of gratitude. Let's fill our hearts with praise. Thank you, Lord, we'll say to whatever comes our way. And with our attitude of gratitude, our lives will tell our friends that something special happens when Jesus lives within. I can't believe I just sang on social media. But anyway, let's have an attitude of gratitude. It is a major difference. And what we've talked about, if you've been on a few of these check-ins with your Irish brother over the last few weeks, one of the things that we have kind of honed in and talked about is that where you set your focus, your feelings follow, and your functioning isn't far behind. So when you focus on what is good, what is lovely, what is praiseworthy, what is of a good report, your feelings follow. They have to get in line. Because your feelings follow where your mind is set. Good morning, Melissa. Good morning, Connie. Good morning, Balanced Scales. I love that. I know you. I just can't see your name. And Damon, good morning. So, how do you become a thermostat? You're already a thermostat. It just doesn't feel like you're a thermostat. In Galatians 5:1, through Paul, says it was for freedom that Christ has set us free. It was for freedom that Christ has set us free. And it's hard for me to say the word freedom without thinking of William Wallace with his arms raised in the air. Yeah. When the Emancipation Proclamation was signed and put into order, when the Emancipation Proclamation was signed and put into order, and it filtered down into all of the plantations, cotton fields, etc., did the slaves feel free? What do you think? Type it in the chat area. Did the slaves feel free? Here's my question for you. I'm going to say, for my Irish head, who knows very little about that, I'm going to say I don't know. Not that I don't know. I don't think that they did. I don't think that they did. Right. I'm with you, Connie. I think that they hoped that they would, but even though it was fact was, you are free. Fact, you are free. But sometimes our emotions don't always line up with the facts. And so we're out of alignment, as my chiropractor would like to let me know at times. Out of alignment. And so how did they move from not feeling the facts to feeling them and having that move them forward? How did they connect their emotion with the objective truth that their mind could acknowledge when all of their lives, the only thing they ever knew was slavery? Would you like for me to tell you how I think that they connected the two? The only way that they could possibly connect the two, and the only way that they could increase their experience of the fact of their freedom, was incrementally, the more they walked in the truth, the more they focused on what was true, their feelings had to follow, had to get in line. Sometimes for most of us, when we focus on what is true, it's instantaneous. Most of us, depending on what the circumstance is, how long we've been in it, it takes some time. It takes some time. Socrates said, an unevaluated life is a life not worth living. This weekend in Georgia, the Blue Angels were here. Who on earth are the Blue Angels, Kevin? The Blue Angels are elite pilots, and they were in Georgia for one reason amongst another, was to kind of honor and to say thank you to our health workers here. My better half is one of them, who I'm incredibly proud of, Debbie Daly, who's already left for work at the crack of dawn this morning. So they were here, and it was amazing to see. It wasn't just the Blue Angels, it was the Blue Angels, and there was another group. Forgive my Irish noggin. Does anybody know what the other group was called? What was the other group called? They were also in New Jersey. Love that. What were they called? I have a point. I am going somewhere here. What were the Blue Angels? And there was another group of pilots that were also with them. Two groups flying in these phenomenal formations, which we're going to get to in just a second. Anybody know? Can I get a witness? I know I'm not. The Thunderbirds, Sean, bless you. Yes, the Thunderbirds. The Thunderbirds, right? So the Blue Angels and the Roaring Thunder, the Thunderbirds, right? We're here. Now look, I'm gonna do my best, okay? I'm gonna show you a video here in just a second because let's see if I can find this video really quickly. I was amazed when I saw a video of inside the cockpit of one of these pilots. Inside the cockpit, yes, I've got it right here. Blue Angels, Thunderbirds. Okay, they flew over DC, Baltimore, and Atlanta this weekend. Okay, I want you to watch this. Okay, all right. Let me pull this up here. So we are ready to go when I switch over my screen. Okay, up over here. Then I'm going to share my screen with you. I do Chrome tab. I think I'm going here. Let's see if this is it. I believe it is. I do believe it is. Give me 1 second. Oh, would you look at that? Check this dude out. This is inside, gang, okay? Inside the cockpit. Of one of the Thunderbirds. And what I want to show you in just a second, and look how close they are. Look how close they are. How on earth does that pilot stay so close? Oh, for those of you on Insta, I'm so sorry. I'm going to say, jump over to Kevin Daly Live Love Lead on Facebook later, and you will catch this video that I'm sharing right now, okay? Amazing views, all right? Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fast forward this because I want to show you something really specific because they start to turn. They start to turn, meaning they start to change direction. And when you and I start to change direction in our lives, to head in the direction that we are supposed to head in, right? So for Galatians 5:1, it was around walking in greater degrees of freedom, right? The fact is you are free. Do you always feel free? I don't think so. We don't always feel free. How do we feel the facts of what God said is true about us in our lives? Here, what we've already said is you can only experience freedom degree by degree the more you walk in the truth. These pilots flying unbelievably close together are about to make a turn. Look at them, it's amazing. They are about to make a turn, and I want you to see, actually, you know what, I think I need to go back a little, I went too far, it's okay. Here we go, come on. Okay, here we go. So this is the turn. Now I want you to watch the pilot. When they show the pilot, they're turning, right? They're turning. Show me the pilot's face. Show us his face. All right, look at how close they are. Okay, now look at the pilot. Look at his head. What's his head doing? What's his head doing, gang? Tell me, what is the dude's head doing? Look at that. Look at how fast. And look at how close they are. What is his head doing? Constantly moving, constantly evaluating, constantly just checking, where am I? Constantly having to change the physiological position of his body in order to continue to head in the direction that he wanted to head in. I have just pressed stop sharing, and I am now back with you. If you want to be a thermostat, not a thermometer, if you want the experience of your life to be set within reason, if you want not to allow everyone and everything and every circumstances of your story affect how you do life, then you must walk in the truth. Romans 8:32 says, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Pilot from, not sure if it was the Thunderbirds or Blue Angels. I think it was one of the Blue Angels, I'm not sure. When they began to make that turn, when you watched that video, you could see he was constantly looking. Where am I in relation to everything else that's going on around me? And you could literally, I mean, he looked like a chipmunk. And with no disrespect whatsoever, but he was like, right? He was evaluating where he is. We don't get to move in the direction in which we believe we are called to move without continuing to pay attention to what's going on around us and adjusting ourselves to align with the truth, to make sure that we don't have a crash landing, that we get to the destination that we are looking to get to. It is an amazing sight. If you've not gone, just Google or Facebook a video of the Blue Angels, of the Thunderbirds. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. My encouragement to you today is go be a thermostat. Do not believe that you are a thermometer, that you have no power to regulate your emotions nor your mind. Your mind belongs to you. All authority in heaven and earth has been given to you. You have way more control over your own faculties than you or I oftentimes have acknowledged. I just realized that the video the video was still on actually while we flicked over there. I hope you could hear it. You are in control of your day. And, can I just say this for the record? You get to control the controllables. And you get to surrender what you can't control. You've been called to walk in freedom, my friend. And whether it's 8 weeks into Corona or 8 months into Corona, within the boundaries and within the confines of which we have been called to do and to be and experience life. Be a thermostat. And in order to be a thermostat, two things. I'm going to add a third for good luck, because the third one's the charm, you know where I come from. First thing, make sure that you are walking in the truth. Number one, because when you walk in the truth, when you set your mind on what is true, what is good, what is praiseworthy, what is noble, it will set you free. Number two, not unlike these expert pilots, we also must continue to check in. We also ourselves must continue to ask the questions. Where am I? How am I? Most people are uncomfortable asking that question, answering that question. But if you don't know where you are, then how on earth are you supposed to make good decisions about your day? Constantly checking in, just like that pilot when he was turning that plane. Actually, it was more like a joystick, wasn't it? When he was turning that plane. Walk in the truth will set you free. Number two, take time to evaluate. Take time to do a personal checkup. Don't run from your emotions or your thoughts. Process them. Process them. David in the Old Testament was phenomenal at processing. He processed them in an appropriate way, right? He processed them to his father, poured his heart out to his father, God. The object of our processing is important also. However, he didn't stuff them. He didn't run from them. He didn't hide behind them. So, do a checkup. And number three, if you want to live your life in freedom, the freedom that Jesus came to give to you, then my encouragement to you is this. The one who purchased your freedom is the only one who has the power to be released in you to be a thermostat rather than a thermometer, even 8 weeks into a worldwide pandemic. There was another song that we used to sing as kiddos when I was growing up on my island. And it's simple, but the truth is profound. Jesus be Jesus in me, no longer me but thee. Resurrection power, fill me this hour. Jesus be Jesus in me. Gang, take a look around you. Normal, it doesn't work. Normal doesn't work. Ask Jesus to express his love, his life, his patience, his perspective, his power, resurrection power, that I may know him, the power of that I may know him, the fellowship of his suffering, and the power of the resurrection, the scripture says. Oftentimes the power ain't able to be experienced without a season of suffering. The third one's a charm. I told you the third one's a charm. May you rely, may you rest, may you reckon that he has you and yours. He knows exactly where you are. He sees you. You are safe with him. No matter what, happens to your earthly body, you are safe with him. And so can I encourage you, go be a thermostat this week. I will look forward to seeing you next time on your check-in with Kevin. And if we can be of any help to you whatsoever, I have a phenomenal team that I get to work alongside and serve people, helping them live free and love well at Broken Chains International. If we can help you out at all, don't hesitate to give us a call at 800-910-5060. Send us an email to info@brokenchainsintl.com and we'll get back to you as soon as we possibly can that way. Or text 678-608-2111 and we will text you back and see what we can do to be a support to you. How are you, Ash? Do I do this daily? Well, since my last name is Daily, then whenever I do it, it's a daily thing. But we have done this daily for the last 2 weeks of the month of April. And this ain't over yet, is it? So we're just looking for ways to pour into you, to be a support to you, to help you have a personal checkup, sometimes have a mental health checkup, right? That's huge part of the reason why we're here. So for right now, it is a daily thing. It is a check-in with Kevin at 7 a.m. And we're going to start doing watch parties, I think, at 7 p.m. So that will be maybe another option too. But it's live for sure, 7 a.m. for now, weekdays. And so I want to just jump into your Monday morning. Thank you so much for popping in. Share some love. Please, if you've received value from this, please share it with your friends, with your family, so that others can just be aware of check-in with Kevin at 7 and that maybe they can, that they can stop long enough to check in and to realign and to adjust, to make sure that they get to their desired destination, that there are no crashes, and that they also, with me, are reminded to rely on Jesus, who is the author and the finisher of our faith and everything in between. Have a fabulous Monday. God love you. May his favor be felt by you today. May you know his peace. And may the power of the resurrection and the freedom that he purchased for you be walked out in your story this day. Until next time, God love you. Bye-bye.